Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to watch this reading of our work. I'm Susan Palmer. I am the theater director here at BFA, but I am not the director of this production. Back in the fall, when we had virtually, and I didn't choose that word intentionally, but it's fun to say the word virtually now, no idea what this year might look like in terms of theater, we came upon the idea of writing and producing a film. This is not a genre that many of us are familiar with, but we decided that we would try it out. It's been an amazing learning process for us all. The technical details, time that it takes to set up equipment and film, the idea of writing a shot list and the considerations involved in that, and much, much more have been huge learning experiences for all of us. The process has been entirely student-led, with students meeting for hours at a time, online and in person, to go over script ideas, edits, shot lists, technical needs, scheduling, etc. They came in over break in February to film over 2 full days, as well as many online rehearsals and after-school film sessions. It's amazing what these students have put into this project, especially during an already challenging year. In the end, we're not able to present a film, but we do want to share our script. We had planned to share our filmed reading with you tonight, which incorporated the original cast who worked on this project. However, due to some audio issues, we've decided to present it live. We only learned of these issues in the past few days, and so several of the actors who auditioned, were cast, and worked many hours on this project are not able to join us tonight. However, we're very grateful for the actors who are jumping in to fill in these roles and have not rehearsed them, but will be reading it live to you. I'll let Emily share more about that in a moment. The main intention of this evening is not to present a final and finished project, but to celebrate all the hard efforts and learning that went into making and filming this script. We hope to bring the piece back again in the future for the stage and not the screen. And finally, I want to say that I am incredibly proud of all these students. Their leadership, communication, vision, ambition, problem solving, flexibility, and teamwork have been outstanding. We often say that it's about the process and not the product, but we still get very attached to having a product. This has been another layer of learning for us, letting go of the product and embracing what we have learned and developed together. I would now like to turn over the mic to Emily Parent, who was the project manager, acting director, and one of the lead writers, to further introduce the work. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy this piece.
Thank you, Susan. So good evening. My name is Emily Parent, and I am the talent director of ICEolation. Talent director is a bit of a misleading title, however. I am also the chief script editor, co-script writer, and as some have said, the mother of this project. And they aren't wrong either. Since August, this film has been my baby. But just as the saying goes, it takes a village, and this metaphorical film baby isn't any different. I had the absolute honor of working with many talented writers: Maddie, Charlotte, Emily, Connor, and Becca. I also got to work with some incredible tech folk: Izzy, Will, Kate, and Kala. And those are just the people that I worked with directly. Before we begin tonight, I want to extend my thanks to each and every cast and crew member who has been a part of this film. Through our ups and downs, we have created something amazing. I especially want to thank Connor Powell. Connor was our technical director and our biggest supporter throughout this entire process. Tonight, Connor runs the soundboard and makes sure that we all sound great for you, but that doesn't begin to scratch the surface of what he's done for this production. I'd also like to thank the adults who have brought this together: Dino, Mr. Bell, Susan, Aram, Mr. Davis, Kasha, and all of our parents and guardians who have continued their support for what we do. As a final note before we begin, tonight the role of Athena will be played by myself, but should be noted that it was originated and created by Rebecca Dahmer. The role of Mark was originated by Pilot Delorier, but will be played by William Pierce. The role of Jet was originated by Jack Curry, but will be played by Caleb Bordeaux. Supporting roles by Susie Cipanelli, Megan Jamison, Kara White, Donnie Lobdell, and Elio Haig have also been filled for this performance. I am very excited to welcome Tyrese Cooper, Bella Bonacera, and Lydia Tomlinson to fill those roles. And finally, Kate Riley will be taking over for me, reading our stage directions tonight. On behalf of the cast and crew of this production, please enjoy ICEolation. Thank you.
The scene opens with the aerial shot of the school. It is snowing fairly heavily, but it's nothing to be worried about yet. There are several interior shots of hallways, stairwells, all sparsely populated. The camera glides past an open classroom door where a teacher can be seen gesturing at a whiteboard with some sort of advanced-looking equation on it. The camera comes to rest in what appears to be some sort of break room. A few people, most likely teachers judging by their clothes, are standing about in the dimly lit room. A radio in the room is turned on and on the news.
So this one is going to be a doozy. We're predicting going to be the worst storm since the blizzard of '98. And doesn't look too bad now, but let me assure you, it will get worse. So make sure your neck stocked up for the next couple of days, eh?
The radio broadcast is broken up by increasingly bad static. One of the staff members checks their watch anxiously. The newscaster fades out while going off on some tangent, as the scene shifts to a low-angle view at the front of the school, with heavy snow and a stone plaque on the front lawn. Cut to title card. The scene opens in a classroom. Mark, Muriel, Carol are sitting near by each other while Jet is somewhere else in the room. The class is just ending and Mr. Beachwood is finishing up.
All right, folks, patching in remotely. Let me just finish here with this because it seems that I am losing about half of my live radio audience here in room A201. Please enjoy whatever you may be celebrating this holiday season. And if you are not celebrating anything, enjoy the break from me and my babbling at you. Please stay safe from this storm. I hope you and your families are prepared to be stuck indoors for a while. And please, just one more thing before I let you go. I know y'all are kids and want your freedom, but please stay off the roads and sidewalks. It isn't going to be safe to travel if not absolutely necessary. Alrighty, I don't want to take up your time by babbling, so you are invited to leave for the day. Thank you.
The virtual students pipe up thank yous and have a happy holiday as they leave the call.
Folks, I can see we're all pretty worked up about this storm. It isn't reasonable of me to ask you to try work for the rest of the period, so feel free to use the rest of the class to try to relax and make sure you have a ride home. Thank you for your attention, especially today.
The class is restless, talking amongst themselves, anxious to leave before the storm gets any worse. Even Mr. Beachwood seems a bit worried, casting his eyes towards the windows and checking on the clock on occasion. The bell rings and Mr. Beachwood finishes up, and nearly everyone jumps up and hurries out the room. Even Mr. Beachwood has already packed his bag and departs. The 3+1 friends have taken no such liberties. By now, virtually all the students and staff have already left. In their rush to leave, nobody has bothered to check if all the students have left.
Exactly. My mom's been stocking up on water all day. They're insane.
Mark, they're not insane. More like prepared for the worst. Which, may I remind you, this very well could be.
You've lived here just as long as I have, Muriel. Vermont's known for getting heaps of snow. I'm sure it can't be that bad. Besides, look on the bright side. The mountains will be covered with snow. We could spend all the holiday break on slopes if we wanted.
Yeah, and considering how much the news is pushing the storm anyway, I'm sure it's more hype than actual concern.
Regardless, look around, Carol. Everyone else is freaking out. Well, everyone except Jet. But his life is so perfect, what does he have to worry about anyway?
Oh my god, we are so stupid. We've been sitting here for half an hour talking about this dumb storm.
No, you two are stupid. I've been saying you need to head home, but you won't listen.
Grab your stuff and let go. That means you too, Jet. Get yourself home before it gets any worse out there.
As they pack up,
Hey Mark, if I send you my clips for Carol's Corner, will you edit for me tonight?
Whoa. I get to edit the hottest vlog in all of Powers High School.
Please, I'm babysitting all 6 of my siblings while my parents have a date night.
How are they leaving with weather like this?
Oh, no, they're not. They're just hiding in the basement for the night. Wow.
As the others finish gathering their things, Jet is waking up from his period 4 nap. He even isn't vaguely aware of anything that has happened in the past 1.5 hours. His first instinct is to check his phone.
Huh? Where did they go? What time is it?
It's 3:30. You slept through the last hour of class. Again.
Lay off, Megan.
It's Muriel.
Geez, are you 90?
Okay, let's go before anyone gets hurt.
As the group begins to walk towards the doors, voices echo from the hallway behind them. They stop and turn just in time to see Jackie and Athena speed walk around the corner in the middle of a mildly heated argument.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it was canceled. I guess I should have known. Mr. O'Donnell has always had a fear of heavy snow. Must be awful living in Vermont.
So you decided you would drag me around school instead of checking your email.
It wasn't an active decision, I just kind of forgot. I guess you can tell I'm a bit too busy when I forget the biggest snowstorm in decades.
Jackie and Athena are so absorbed in their argument that they damn near crash into the others before noticing them. The group takes a collective step back as the pair barrels towards them, but they stop just in time. Mark seems crestfallen to see other people still here.
Oh no, you guys are here too? Why so late?
Miss Jackie over here has decided that instead of just checking her email to find out if her meeting was canceled, she would rather just run around the school for half an hour.
Mark and Carol share a knowing glance, and smiles spread sheepishly over their faces. They try and go unnoticed.
And I said I was sorry, Athena. But it's fine. We can just walk home now, be a little later than normal, and explain the mix-up.
Whoa, okay, there is no way you were walking home. I mean, I would offer to drive you, but my brother needed the car this morning, so I walked too. I'd call your mom and have her come get you. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'll call my dad and ask for help.
Dad, right, sorry.
I just tried leaving. The doors are locked, and before you ask, yes, I tried pushing them, and no, it has nothing to do with my strength.
You sure they weren't pull doors?
Mark is trying to lighten the mood in an increasingly dire situation, and it backfires miserably. Jet is not amused in the slightest.
Ha ha ha, thanks. I don't know about you, but I don't know how to get out of a locked building without breaking something.
Okay. I can fix this. Jet, you call 911 and explain our situation. Mark, can you try checking the local news station for weather updates?
Mark nods and walks a few feet away to check his phone. Jet begins to protest against being told what to do. But in an unusual moment of clarity, thinks better of it and walks away to make the call. The shop follows Jet down the hall as he creates distance between himself and the others. He pulls out his phone and dials 911.
Yeah, so me and like 5 other kids are locked in our high school. Powers High School. Yes, we do. Are you serious? How long? Okay, well, bye then.
Jet lets off a huff and dramatically lowers his phone from his face. He runs his hand through his hair and seems stressed. Jet turns his head to the adjacent hallway and sees a dark figure lurking. Jet closes his eyes tight and opens them rapidly, as if to see if he's seeing things clearly. When he opens his eyes, it is gone. He is weirded out, but thinks very little of it. Slightly unnerved, he lifts his phone back to his face and stares at it for a moment. He hesitates and clicks on the contact, reading Dad.
You have reached voicemail of Franklin Monsdale of F.J. Monsdale and Associates. Please leave your name and number, and one of our many agents will assist you.
Hey Dad, it's me. So, I'm stuck in my new school, and I just wanted to tell you because, I don't know. I guess there isn't much you can do from New York when I'm in God knows where, Vermont. I called 911, and they said because we're safe, we're the lowest priority right now. Oh yeah, and we're in a huge storm or something. Apparently this is like the biggest one in years. So, have a good Christmas, I guess. I'm sure you're gonna be working straight through it like usual. I'll be fine here, so don't worry about me. Well, bye, Dad.
Jet returns to the group, trying not to show that he is nervous.
They said they can't help us.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry, how can 911 not help us? That is literally their entire job.
I know. They told me that we should shelter in place and try to keep sane until they're able to get to the storm and to us. They said that because we have access to food and water and shelter, that we aren't a huge priority at the moment.
Mark rejoins the group.
News looks bleak. They said that people should be prepared with enough food and water for a week.
Baby, are we stuck here?
I don't know. Nobody knows anything right now. Take a deep breath and try to center yourself. Jumping to conclusions isn't helping anything.
Couldn't imagine 2020 getting any worse, but I should have known better.
Yeah, and it's not exactly like we could have predicted being trapped at school.
During a global pandemic of all things.
We need to focus. There has to be a way out of here.
The group disperses in response to Jackie, examining different areas. Carol, Muriel, and Mark stand near each other, while Athena and Jackie are a few feet away. Jet stands noticeably farther away from the others. They talk quietly, wondering what to do next. Jackie stands by the window on her tiptoes. She's trying to get cell service. Athena stands behind her, arms crossed.
Stop. What? If I can get reception back, maybe we can call someone and beg for help.
Help isn't coming, Jackie. We just lost service anyway. You know these conditions aren't safe for even the toughest people. How would you feel if something happened to your dad and the rest of the fire department while they were trying to come get us?
I get it. I just feel useless right now. I am a fixer. I make things better. I have no idea how to fix this.
And it's killing you.
Precisely.
Well, dear, you can't always be a fixer. Sometimes you have to be like Mark and just go with the flow.
Well, I don't want to be like Mark. There are Marks in this world for the same reason that there are Jackies, to use their personalities for the better. Right now, I'm just working myself into a tizzy. And you aren't helping.
Hey, don't talk to me in that tone. I'm trying my best for you. If you don't like it, maybe you need a bit of space.
Stop it.
Find me when you're out of your mood.
Carol is pacing, then it dawns on them.
Damn it.
What?
I just realized my whole filming schedule is going to be totally messed up since I won't be home to shoot any videos.
You have your camera though, right?
Yeah.
What if you filmed our experiences here? I'm sure nobody is posting videos about being stuck in school.
Well,
I'm sure nobody is posting real videos about being stuck in school.
Now wait just a minute. You may have just hit the content jackpot.
if you do little interviews while we're here, you can get some cool footage out of our misery.
Mark is interrupted by his stomach growling. He chuckles.
Man, I haven't eaten anything since lunch.
Oh, that's good. At least your stomach knows what we should do next, even if your brain doesn't.
The three chuckle a bit. Even Athena and Jackie are starting to smile a bit when Jet suddenly butts in.
We should go to the cafeteria. We can find food there.
Jet's interruption has put a damper on the mood. Mark's smile fades a little, but he nods.
He's right. There should be plenty of food there.
Athena nods silently, and the group begins walking. A shot shows the characters walking down a hallway. They arrive in the lobby, and Jet pauses to peer into the dark admin offices. A low-angle shot from inside the office shows him looking in. Jet turns away and awkwardly speedwalks back to the front of the group. Jet ends up next to Jackie near the front of the group.
You okay there, champ? You seem rattled.
Oh yeah, this school just has a weird vibe at night with all the chatter and whatnot.
Agreed. I am so used to the noise that it feels incomplete now.
Jet smiles and nods. He is clearly smitten with Jackie.
So, I'm sure your boyfriend is probably worried sick about you. I mean, I would be if I was your boyfriend, that is.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Jackie blushes hard. She wants attention. She's feeling like someone is interested in her. She may not have a boyfriend, but she's unconsciously leading Jet on.
Well, I guess that's something I don't get about this school, how someone like you doesn't already have a boyfriend.
Silence. The group had caught up to them. Suddenly, laughter. Athena doesn't laugh, but she smiles awkwardly to fit in. Jackie is startled and embarrassed and doesn't laugh.
What the hell was that for?
Jet, meet Athena, Jackie's girlfriend. Keep up, man.
Okay, that's cool. Cool. Led on by the gay girl. Nice. Very funny. Let's just go.
I did not lead him on.
We cut to a shot of the group walking to the cafe. We hear a faint voice as they are far from the camera.
Well, how the hell was I supposed to know that?
Even
Dude.
fainter than before.
Dude, it's obvious.
The characters have arrived at the cafeteria. Jet is still angry at the others, is already at certain counters while the others enter. He turns towards them and indicates towards the shelves full of snacks.
Here, these won't spoil, so we should just take them.
Jet's anger is audible. He's enunciating every word over slowly, as if he thinks they don't understand him. Carol, Jackie, and Muriel are eager to avoid a confront, so they hurry over to help. It doesn't hurt that they're hungry, too. Athena and Mark exchange displeased glances, but they walk over to help, too. A shot shows characters putting fruits, granola bars, etc. into their bags, while Mark eats something in the background. Jet seems to be reassured that he's in control, calms slightly, and helps the others grab food. In the next shot, it is clear that the group has taken time to eat. There are a few empty milk cartons and miscellaneous food debris scattered on napkins. The mood has eased up and everyone seems a bit happier after eating.
We should find somewhere to set up. There's plenty of food here, but we can't exactly live in the cafeteria for God knows how long. We need space to spread out, and sleeping supplies.
We could go to the theater. It has fewer external walls, so it'll be warmer. Plus, there's toilets, a shower, and plenty of space. I'm sure we could raid the costume closet for comfy stuff.
There is a brief moment as group members agree, nod, and voice their agreement. The group gets to their feet and Muriel seems to be gathering up the trash.
God, I feel like I'm committing a cardinal sin. Everyone knows you can't eat in a school theater.
Cue to the group coming back the way they came. Athena and Mark are trailing behind. As they enter the connector, Mark looks over his shoulder at Athena, who looks meaningfully from her to the reception desk. Athena's head tilts upward slightly. She gets it. They drift towards the guest, and Athena busies herself with some papers, while Mark peers into the conference room. The others continue, glancing back, but assuming they'll be along soon. As the others disappear down the hall, Mark turns to face Athena. He starts to speak quietly, cognizant of the fact that others are still nearby.
I'm worried about Jet.
Athena nods almost imperceptibly.
He's worth keeping an eye on.
She keeps a neutral tone, but it's clear she's taken a dislike to Jet. His overbearing nature and advances on Jackie are wearing her patience thin. Mark shifts uncomfortably. It's against his nature to talk about someone behind their back, but he's worried.
We can't let him keep walking all over us. We need to stand up to him next time. He's new here. He doesn't get our vibe yet.
We don't want to provoke a conflict.
Athena stops abruptly as footsteps echo down the hallway. Before they can react, Jet barrels back down the hall. Jet stops abruptly. The two are facing each other, now silently. He squints slightly, trying to figure out what's happening. A moment passes in silence. Mark steps backward away from Athena. He stutters briefly as he tries to find something to say.
The door to the conference room is locked. I didn't see anything useful there anyway. I wanted to check over here for resources.
Athena barely nods, casting her eyes down to the ground. Another moment passes. Mark shifts slightly and begins walking away from the desk. Athena follows a few paces behind.
Unfortunate.
He's still clearly thinking, but there is a threatening tone to his voice. Mark and Athena pick up the pace a little as they walk past him. A shot of Jet watching them hurry away. He frowns and walks after them. Scene 3. Opens with Jackie's interview. She's sitting on the stairs staring blankly at a point above her, brow furrowed, evidently deep in thought, waiting for Carol to finish setting up their equipment.
All right, I'm ready when you are. Just try to pretend like you're talking to me and not the camera.
Are we rolling? Okay. Okay, well, we just got back from the cafeteria and everyone's getting settled in the theater. Pretty sure Jet's actually camped out in the bathroom. The cafeteria food didn't really sit well in his stomach and, well, Athena gets sick if she sees somebody else get sick, so she probably kicked him out. Frankly, I'm not sure I'm feeling much better, but I don't think I can blame it on cold tater tots. I mean, at first I thought it was kind of cool to be in school after hours, but, well, see, it's like the Home Alone movie. At first it was kind of fun and novel, but well, now it's just lonely and a little scary. Maybe a lot scary. And hopefully without the robbers trying to seriously harm a minor.
So how are you feeling about the theater as the new home base?
It's nice. I spent a ridiculous amount of time there last year during the musical, so it kind of feels like a second home. But I've never really wanted to live here.
Understandable. And last question, how are you feeling in general, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, I suppose having food should be good for morale, and now that everyone's getting settled in, we'll have a safe space, you know? so a 7.
The wind rattles the glass above them. Jackie looks up again, uneasy.
Maybe more like a 6, 5.5.
Cuts to the group, sprawled throughout the theater. Mark and Muriel talking quietly in the back, Jet and Athena arguing on stage, and Jackie sitting on the stage with feet dangling.
Look, I'm not interested in eating any more cold tater tots or saggy mac and cheese or whatever other crap you people eat on a day-to-day basis.
None of us asked to be stuck here with you either. We're in the same boat here, buddy, and you seem to be the only one complaining. So why don't you and your prickly
Whoa, shut up, folks.
make your way over to the exit and help yourself to the steaming slice of humble pie that's waiting for you.
Guys, we can't just keep fighting. It won't get us anywhere.
How long do you think we've been here for?
I don't even know anymore. Everything's been happening so fast, I barely know what's going on.
Well, we're gonna need a way to keep track of exactly how long we've been here. That way we know what to tell whoever eventually saves us.
Oh, I know.
Jackie runs to the back and rolls out a big whiteboard. In beautiful, bubbly letters, she writes, "Days stuck at school. Number 1.
There. Now someone can change it at night and we'll always know what's happening. It keeps us grounded to the outside world.
How stupid do you think we are that we're just gonna forget the day? I'm pretty sure we can count.
And there goes Jet, needing to have the last word. Again, as per usual. Why can't you just, I don't know, think before you speak? Or is there not a lot going on up there, big city?
Shut up.
Well, what's the matter? Can't handle the stress already, big city?
Jet lunges for Carol. Mark and the others jump in to avoid a conflict. Suddenly, overlapping voices, harsh and bitter, until a loud popping echoes through the school. The lights shut off, throwing the group into a complete blackout, and the door slams shut. A new silence abruptly creeps over them before a loud thud and a tiny shriek.
Is everyone okay? Hello?
I'm good.
I tripped.
Mark pulls out his phone and turns on his flashlight. He holds it above his head, revealing Carol standing behind Athena, Jackie sprawled in the aisle, and Muriel and Mark making their way to Jackie.
I'm okay. I'm just clumsy. Sorry.
Muriel briefly fusses over Jackie.
So, what do we want to discuss first? The fact that Jet just tried to murder Carol, the fact that the power's out, or that we're now trapped in the theater?
What do you mean we're trapped in here?
You see, the doors are powered by huge magnets, so when the power goes out, they turn off, locking them.
Cuts to Jet sitting in the back corner of the theater, a bright light shining directly on his face. He's sulking and glowering at the camera. Jet is talking to Carol's log camera.
Alright, just talk to the camera like you would one of your friends. The more natural you seem, the more likable you are. Which, in your case, you're probably gonna need.
Jet is noticeably a bit wounded about the comment about friends. He takes a beat and becomes more defensive.
Why are we doing this anyway?
Oh, because it's fun. Now, stop being lame and let me know how you're feeling about this whole being stuck thing.
I don't get it. Why the frick do the doors close when the power goes out? How does that make any sense? What if, I don't know, someone is in here when the power goes out and they get, stuck? And then shouldn't there be a generator or something? There's gotta be some sort of backup plan. Public school doesn't make any sense.
Let it all out, City Slicker.
Aren't you supposed to be unbiased or whatever?
Or whatever.
You know, now that I think about it, how come the power hasn't come back on? What if someone turned it off? And turned off the generator so we can't go anywhere?
Oh, shut it! Who the heck would want to trap us?
You'll have your turn. I'll keep it to yourself. Thank you. Jeff?
Karen.
It's Carol, idiot.
Whatever.
What would you have us do differently according to your perfect judgment?
I don't know. I just want to get away from you people.
Oh, the feeling's mutual.
Cut away from Jet's interview.
Jackie, what's behind all of the doors in the wings?
There's the prop room, space for the lighting booth, and the maintenance closet. We should totally see if they have anything for us to use.
The doors are locked.
They won't be. They're old doors. They never got upgraded with the magnets.
We should divide and conquer. I don't know, look around for sleeping bags in the prop room, or look for a breaker box or something.
All right, gang, let's split up. Me and Daphne will go left. Velma, you hang right. And Shaggy, you and Scoop go straight ahead. We'll meet back here when we find a clue.
Point taken. But the mystery gang always made it out alive, so we can too. We shouldn't be out of screaming distance if something were to happen. Just yell jinkies and run.
Okay then. Let's split into pairs. Athena and I will go to the lighting booth. Jet and Carol can go.
Hell no.
Good point. What was I thinking? We don't need a murder on our hands. Carol and Mark go to the breaker box, and Jet and Muriel can go to maintenance.
All right, let's go. We've got work to do.
The group turns from each other and makes their way to their respective places. Scene 4. The camera zooms in on Jet and Muriel, walking away from the group separately, both heading for the door leading to the maintenance closet. Jet takes the lead, like the macho man he isn't, and holds the curtain back for Muriel.
Thanks.
Yeah.
They stop outside the ajar door and Muriel takes a deep breath.
I'm so glad to be out of there.
Yeah, it's getting pretty tense. But for good reason, since we're living everyone's worst nightmare.
Yeah, this isn't great.
Understatement of the year.
There's an awkward pause for a few seconds.
What's in here anyway?
How would I know? This is your school, not mine. I haven't even been here for a full week yet.
Muriel gives Jet an annoyed side eye. Muriel pushes the door open. They groan in unison as they see a variety of old cleaning supplies and mops.
Gross.
Muriel continues into the closet. It's painfully dark in there. Jet turns on his phone flashlight. Muriel sees a shadowy figure dissolve from sight. We see Muriel jump ever so slightly, just enough for Jet to notice.
You good?
Must be a bit uneasy, that's all.
More awkward silence.
I thought that they said that there would be something useful, not a bunch of crusty cleaning supplies.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what their goal was, but this stuff definitely isn't going to help us survive.
Well, I mean, it might come in handy once things get past the point of salvation.
I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you not to drink bleach. Ever. We've been here for literally 3 hours.
Yeah, the worst 3 hours of my life.
Even more awkward silence falls.
Stupid goddamn storm. Who names a storm Graham anyway?
Muriel paces uncomfortably.
What?
You tried to kill Carol. Can we just talk about that? I don't like being the bad guy, but what was that?
I don't know.
What do you mean, you don't know?
I said I don't know.
You do know.
I am trying. I'm trying so damn hard to survive with a group of people I barely know. And all that's happened is everyone decides to take the piss out of Jeff. It got to me, okay? We've all had our moments.
Once again, silence.
I get it. I don't want to be here either. I feel out of place in a group of a bunch of super outgoing people. There's Athena, but she has Jackie to protect her. It feels like me and everyone else.
Really? Aren't you friends with Carol or Mark, though?
I mean, yeah, but I'm so different from them. It's sometimes hard to feel included.
Oh, well, that sucks. Maybe we should start heading back. There's nothing useful here.
Jet quickly gets up and makes his way to the door. He accidentally steps on the old rag and begins to slip.
Shit!
Camera cuts before we see Jet fall. Scene 5. 2 groups in the theater. One is Jackie and one is Carol and Mark. The shot only shows Jackie and Athena standing close to each other.
This is so weird.
I know. I bet your manic anxiety is acting up.
Hey, it's a legitimate condition I have, dear.
When she laughs, the camera zooms out to include Carol and Mark suddenly looking over in their direction.
Yeah, right.
The camera zooms into just Carol and Mark. We're sitting together in the front row of the seats. Carol is one seat behind Mark, leaning over to talk to him.
See that? I want that. Just look at how happy they are together.
You'll find something similar. Don't worry.
As much as I appreciate your hope for me, it seems rather misguided.
Oh, come on. Besides, what they have surely isn't perfect. Poor Athena can barely get a word in edgewise over Jackie.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you see that too.
Silence.
I feel for Athena, you know? She's wicked smart, but she can never say anything.
Carol nods. The conversation has found a fitting close. They are silent, taking in the room separately. Mark and Carol zone out, looking at the stage. We see Mark's gaze drift over to stage left.
I feel like I shouldn't be nearly this uneasy. It's not like I'm alone.
A curtain in the wings flares up suddenly loudly, and it moves forward. Everyone freezes and turns to look at it.
What
Mark and Carol shoot up out of their seats and Jackie approaches the curtain.
Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
Athena stands next to Jackie with her hand on her shoulder as Carol and Mark make their way over to the other group. Mark grabs the curtain and pushes it away to reveal the empty stage behind it.
What the hell?
I mean, maybe it was Jet, right? I mean, he would do something like this. I mean, yeah, he's a grade A asshole. But with a B- average.
An awkward pause.
Maybe, but they were headed in the opposite direction. It would be difficult for them to get over here without any of us seeing them.
Let's all calm down. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all this.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Well, are we gonna go look for them? You know, I'm not exactly thrilled that the guy that tried to murder me is running loose.
Well, it would be best if we just stay here. If something is going on, it's best for us all to stay in one place. We don't need any more of us splitting up anymore.
Yeah, I agree. It would be smarter to wait.
Cool. Less walking for me.
Whatever.
Everyone shuffles back to their seats, followed by another long awkward pause. We just hear breathing and random creaks in the school.
Well, if we aren't gonna look for them, we should at least play a game.
Why a game? I'm perfectly happy sitting in silence.
So we can do something to take my mind off of this.
Carol stands up and makes their way over to Athena and Jack.
Hey, do you guys want to play a game or something? Mark and I are like totally so bored.
I didn't.
So, do you want to play or not?
I don't know.
It sounds good. It'll bring some fun into the Scrabble.
Awesome.
I'm not sure that we should play with a bunch of people that we are not comfortable with yet.
It'll be fine. It's only Ben. Chill out, love.
So what should we play?
Spin the bottle.
They turn around to face Mark, who is still slouched over a seat.
Wow, that was fast, Mark.
Athena smiles and shyly snickers.
What? It's a good game. And I just so happen to have a bottle.
Where did you get that?
It's under one of the seats. Come on, let's start.
They all sit in a large circle around the stage.
Wait, isn't this a kissing game?
Yeah, but we don't have to play that way. Instead of kissing, the two people it lands on have to tell each other a secret.
A secret? What kind of secret?
Ooh, any kind. But it has to be something you've never told anyone else before. A deep, dark secret.
The camera zooms in on the bottle as Mark places it in the middle of the circle.
I'll go first.
He spins the bottle, camera returns to the bottle, and becomes slow motion until it lands on Jackie.
Okay, so tell me your secret.
Okay, I got one.
The camera zooms in on Jackie talking in a hushed tone to Mark.
When I was in second grade, I cut this girl's entire pigtail off, and she, didn't notice somehow. So she walked around the classroom all day with jacked up hair until my teacher noticed and flipped out. She accused this poor boy of doing it and sent him to the principal's office. I sat there the entire time, her pigtail in my back pocket.
Oh my god, I hate kids.
Harsh? Okay, what's yours?
Okay, this one's really dark, so you don't have to swear that it doesn't leave this room.
Okay, I promise it won't. Don't tell me you murdered someone, please.
No, it's worse. So much worse.
He dramatically gets up and faces everyone.
I may or may not have had a tiny thing for Athena in freshman year. In my defense, it was only for a week until I found out you were a lesbian.
Everyone begins to laugh loudly.
What the hell? That's wild.
They continue to laugh hysterically. They are interrupted by the sound of hurried footsteps. Mark gets up to investigate. Muriel barges in with Jet slung over his shoulder.
Someone help me!
Scene 6. Everyone sits on the stage in a circle, Jet still clutching his knee, wincing as he tries to sit upright. Those around Jet mutter about what happened to him for the millionth time. Jackie, as per usual, refocuses the attention.
Well, now that everyone's here, how'd it go, guys? I mean, besides Jet's issue.
Okay, I suppose. Nothing in there except for some cleaning supplies from the 60s. I broke a broom in half and wrapped the handle against his knee with my cardigan. Homemade splint type of thing. Luckily, it looked like he just tweaked it anyway. So it should feel better by tomorrow.
Well, that's great, but there was nothing useful at all.
Muriel shakes her head.
But if there was nothing useful down there, then why were you gone for so long?
It was only 20 minutes, and we wanted to be thorough and look through everything just in case something would be in there that could, possibly get us out. Why are you being so weird?
No, we were just worried about you was all.
And you didn't see anything while you were down there? Like nothing at all? There was nothing in that closet even remotely helpful to six stranded
He
kids.
said no.
Dude, chill. I was just saying it's a bit weird, that's all.
Cut to interview. We see Jet sitting towards the back of the pack, the rest of the group behind him on the stage. He is talking to the camera.
All right, whenever you're ready.
I've been around small town kids enough. Actually, scratch that. No, I haven't. I get that you all live in a town with like 50 people, but this group allegiance is pissing me off. Why the hell didn't anyone believe me when I explained what took so long? Like, damn, you can ask Margot, but nothing happened down there.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop you right there. Margot?
Muriel, damn it. Anyway, nothing happened. But now I'm getting this weird vibe from Mark, Jackie, and Athena? Yeah, Athena. I literally gave them no reason to act all weird, but now I know there's definitely something going on between them.
Cut the interview with Jack and switch to Athena.
This is dumb.
Oh, come on. I need the cool and mysterious lesbian character to make an appearance. Okay, how are we feeling about Jet?
I don't trust him at all. He's arrogant and whiny when he isn't in charge. I don't believe for a second that there wasn't anything useful in that closet. And I trust Muriel. She seems to have a good head on her shoulders. But something in my gut says Jet is untrustworthy.
Do you think he was behind the curtain thing?
Logically, no. I don't think it was possible for him to have pushed the curtain without anyone seeing, and Muriel never said he left the closet without her. But on the other hand, it wasn't magic or the wind, so it had to be one of them? I don't know. I feel like I don't have enough evidence to say one way or the other. But I 100% do not trust Jet.
We go to the stage with the rest of the group sitting around, chatting.
Well, I guess Christmas really is canceled this year. Unless we can find a Christmas tree and some decorations. No holidays for us.
It's weird. Do you think our families will still celebrate?
Well, I wouldn't think so. Maybe acknowledge the holiday, yes, but part of their family could possibly be in danger.
Danger? For all they know, we could have disappeared to who knows where.
They have to know that we're still in the school at least, right? I mean, someone would have had to seen us leave campus. Besides, Jet did call the cops.
Well, we could still have our own Christmas here.
Well, we actually keep holiday decorations in here all year long. I think there's some stuff in the prop storage room from last year's Christmas pageant the kindergartners put on. What do we think? The storage closet is here anyway, just some old wooden doors, so they wouldn't have locked up on us.
I know it's not the same as spending the holidays with our families, but we can still have a small celebration together.
Jackie looks hopefully at the others, who seem apprehensive. Athena seems to think it's counterproductive, and Mark doesn't care either way. Jet believes it's beneath him.
Oh, come on, please. Imagine how big this can get if I film it. Oh, we need a little Christmas right this very minute.
Honestly, any hard minute, let's make some Christmas.
The group gets up and starts following Carol. Jet is limping behind the group.
God help us.
Scene 7. We see everyone in the costume room. Jackie and Athena are ahead, looking through bins, trying to figure out what part of the room the decorations are in. Carol and Muriel are chatting. Jet lags behind and constantly is looking behind him to make sure no one is following. Muriel notices and tries to smile reassuringly.
Jet, we're all good. We're in a group of 6 people right now. We could easily handle someone if they were to attack. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure we would know if someone was here by now.
There's a difference between being anxious and cautious. I am being cautious.
Muriel turns back around and continues talking to Carol. Jet is still looking around him, making sure they aren't followed. He trips on a box on the ground.
What? What have I done to deserve this? Okay, I'm done with today. I'm going back to writhing in pain alone.
Jet, now back in the theater, sits in a theater chair and elevates his knee. He sits there, using his phone, tries calling his dad for help. No service tone. As the tone plays, there's a shot of just Jet's eyes. They lose focus and glaze over. And it cuts to a full body of Jet. His expression is unreadable. He holds the beeping phone up to his face. And cut to a shot from the back right corner of the pack. He still sits alone. He's lit from the front, and he takes the beeping phone from his hand and places it face down on his lap. The shot lingers. We are back in the costume room. Jackie reaches for a box on the back left wall shelf as Athena spots her from behind. Mark and Carol laugh with silly props on, and Muriel is still alone thinking.
Please be careful. None of us know first aid well enough to save you.
I'm fine. Here. There. Now we're cooking.
I feel guilty. Jet is in the theater all alone and hurt. Would you mind checking up on him for me?
Oh, why me?
Because you two need to get over what happened this afternoon if we are ever going to be able to work together.
Okay. I suppose that's fair.
A shot of Carol entering the theater from the top room door.
Hey, City Slicker. How you feeling?
Ha. No. Just,
What? Hey, whatever. I just wanted to come and check on you and your boo-boo and say that, I'm over whatever happened this afternoon and I want us to be able to work together as a team or whatever. You good?
Jet
You're
doesn't
acting-
say anything.
You're acting, stranger than usual.
yep, that's me. Strange Jet.
Okay, I am low-key pissed that he didn't say anything. Trying to be the bigger person doesn't exactly work when the other person refuses to even speak to you.
Jackie leads the charge back into the theater. She's wrapped in tinsel and holds an armful of bows. Mark carries a little tree over his shoulder while Carol films from behind. Muriel trails, making sure to pick up the bows that fall from Jackie's arms, and Athena hangs back to observe.
Hey, Jet, help us decorate.
What?
We brought decorations back so we can have our own Christmas here, but we need extra hands to put it up.
No, this is stupid. We need to focus on getting the hell out of here. It hasn't even been a day yet, and I can't stand it.
I know you have a horrible God complex, but can you chill out for a bit and at least be civil? Don't do it for yourself. Do it for the sake of morale.
This is coming from the kiss-ass girlfriend. Why should I care about the morale of the group that hates me?
Oh, will you shut up? Just go throw your own pity party alone, again, and we'll make the best of this situation by ourselves.
Suddenly, Christmas music fills the air, and bodies are moving everywhere. Carol sings along with Muriel, and Mark dances. Jet, feeling overwhelmed, discreetly makes distance between himself and the others. Jet plays with his shirt, fiddling with it, and tries to breathe. He opens his eyes and snots the camera monitors. He approaches the screen hesitant. He looks at the monitor. Jet freezes, allowing for it all to set in.
What the?
Jet gets antsy. He can't seem to sit still.
Hello?
Silence. Suddenly, a loud bang. Jet runs back to the theater at warp speed.
I need to get out of here.
No shit, we already established that like 5 hours ago. Glad you're keeping up though.
I knew it. I knew it from the moment none of you trusted me about the maintenance room. I don't know where you sick people get out of doing this, but it's not funny. Why don't you trust me? I'm trying to get us out of here. We're not alone. You need to believe me.
Jet,
No, you don't believe me. I'm not gonna spend another second being here stalked and tortured.
Jet rushes to the door and yanks on it as hard as he can. He is frantic and muttering under his breath.
Jet, stop! You aren't going to get us anywhere. We need to keep calm and stick together. It's going to be okay. Please stop.
Jet gives up on the door and goes to sit alone on the stairs by stage right. He sits in the darkness and tries to self-soothe and take deep breaths. Carol comes over with their camera.
Ooh, Jet, that was some heavy stuff back there. Let's do a quick interview to document that moment.
Get that thing away from me. They're listening.
I mean, yeah, but
I won't let them hear me.
Scene 8. Everyone is standing around in clusters. Muriel stands alone, shaken a bit. Mark and Carol are quietly chatting, and Jackie dominates Athena with positive thoughts.
Hey, stranger. How are you?
That's not cute, Jackie. We both know how I am.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't want you to be worked up because Jet's a mess.
How are you not worked up? We're literally going crazy in here, Jackie.
Oh, come on, Athena. Nobody can live sad and anxious all the time. We need to...
Jackie is cut off by Athena. Her tone is tight.
Wait, you think I'm sad? That's how you think of me?
Well, what I mean is... Babe, why do you think I felt for you as hard as I did? I saw so much potential in your eyes. I knew you could be a wild little thing if I just loosened you up and got you more socialized. I knew I could help you, and I still can if you just try and talk to people.
Athena takes a defensive pose. She makes distance between herself and Jackie.
So I'm just a project to you? Someone you can fix? Screw you. Screw this whole damn relationship. You don't care about me at all, do you? You never listen to what I need from you. All you care about is how you look to those around you. I'm sorry I'm not you, Jacqueline. I'm sorry I'll never be like you.
What do we do?
Let him go through it now. Better to start and end a fight than to internalize it and create our own versions of it.
Athena, hold on!
What? What the hell could you say to me right now to fix this? You just told me our whole relationship is based on you thinking I'm some socially deprived creature to fix? You're sick. You are messed up. Jackie, you need help because tricking someone into thinking you love them is not okay.
Athena, stop it! I do love you. It was never a question if I love you. I just thought that someone like me and someone like you would be very compatible. Bring out the best in each other.
No. I'm tired of the games, Jacqueline. I'm tired of the lies. Honestly, screw you, Jackie!
Silence. The tension in the air is palpable. Athena breathes heavily, catching her breath from yelling.
Just give me some time alone. Now.
Athena scurries away, wiping her eyes and trying to compose herself. Mark and Carol hurry after her, and Muriel stands stunned.
Jackie, how can I help? What can I do for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Jackie stares straight at the theater. Her body is stiff and unmoving. We see a shot from over Jackie's shoulder. In the distance, the shadowy figure appears. It moves towards Athena and stands next to her as she cries. Jackie's expression shifts to confused and scared. Scene 9. Jackie is shaking as Carol takes her hand and sits her in front of the camera. Her face is still red from crying, but mostly dry now.
Okay, so I'm not rolling yet, but, for the sake of my morals, I will at least let you know that I plan to dig deep here, okay?
Whatever you need. I'm not a monster, Carol.
Okay then.
Carol reaches to turn on the camera. They hit the switch and the shot turns to Jackie on the vlog camera.
Carol's Corner, episode 33. Jackie's big break. Take one.
We didn't break up. I don't think we did, at least. Was that just a breakup?
Please state your name, the date, and approximate time for the record.
What is this, a court hearing?
Nah, humor me.
Jacqueline Stevens, December 23rd, 2020, 8:15 p.m.
And how are you feeling?
Shitty.
And how is day one going for you, Jackie?
Screw off. Don't be an ass. We both know what you want to talk about anyway.
Alrighty. Did you really start dating Athena because you thought you could fix her?
No. And I feel terrible that it came out that way. I just thought that maybe we would balance each other out. She grounds me and helps me be more logical. Well, I show her that it's okay to act on feelings sometimes.
Ooh, okay, sappy, I don't care. How are you holding up?
Well, I was okay, trying to stay optimistic for everyone else. But now I feel on edge because of the tension with Athena and I. Jet is acting really weird too, which is low-key throwing the vibe off. Everyone seems to be going a little stir-crazy already, which is not helpful, to be frank. I need to get out of here. Carol, I can't do this anymore. I need to rest.
All right, say less. I think we would all benefit from a few hours of not having to look at each other.
Okay, not what I meant, but point taken.
Scene 10. A wide shot of the theater. The whiteboard is visible on stage. The number on it has been changed to 2. Everyone is strung about themselves, asleep. It is visibly dark outside, around 2 a.m., all except for Jet, who's pacing the stage. His pacing wakes up Mark.
Whoa, good morning, buddy. You good?
Let me out of here. Let me out.
Pal, I'm not holding you here. If it were up to me, your ass would have been out of here a long time ago.
No, it is you. It's all of you. You all want me here. What are you going to do with me?
The others wake up with a fright.
Jetson, calm down. Trust me, no one wants you here. We would like for you to be able to leave. We are stuck because of the storm, not because of any person.
Guys, what the hell is wrong with Jet?
Don't whisper! Stop plotting against me.
Jet begins to panic, yelling and looking around and up wildly.
Is this what you want?
Suddenly, a small click is heard.
The doors! They must have unlocked.
Let me see. Holy shit, they're open.
Carol whips out their camera to the log.
Okay, guys, the doors to the theater have unlocked. We must have power again. How are we feeling about this, guys?
Get that away from me. You can't hear me. You can't control me.
Jet looks out of the theater. The other stands stunned. We cut to Mark and Carol, another interview.
Hey, Mark, how are you feeling?
I can't take not knowing where Jet is. He's unstable. I don't want him trying to do anything with us. Something must have snapped last night, and he thinks we are trapping him. I tried to explain that we don't want him, and that he doesn't trust us. Now he thinks he's being watched again. I don't know what to do. I want to go home.
Cut back to the group.
Hey, Athene.
Don't talk to me.
Guys, misunderstandings happen, but we may be in danger. Who knows what's going on with Jet? We really need to get over it now and move on.
Since when could another person tell me how I should feel? I don't remember you getting to dictate my emotions.
Stop. I'm trying to help the group. If you want to have a conversation with me later, we can, but not now. We have work to do.
Well, have fun with that.
Athena turns away and goes to being alone again.
Oh, just wonderful. We're now down 2 people. Thanks, Jackie.
Well, how the hell is it my fault?
If you didn't go and spill all your nasty little relationship secrets, we wouldn't have lost Athena.
That's not fair. It was all a big misunderstanding, and you know it. You just want someone to blame, so no one comments on how you purposefully scared Jet with your stupid vlogging camera.
What?
Don't sit here and pretend you didn't pull your camera out just to scare him away. You knew it was a trigger for him, and you did it for what? Content? You can't blame things on me just because it's easier. Have fun finding your way out by yourselves. I don't have to spend time with you anymore.
Oh, sounds great. One less noisy priss around.
Guys, stop it.
No, I'm leaving too, without anyone to hold me down. Peace.
Now Mark and Muriel are alone in the pack. It's awkward.
Please don't leave me, Muriel. I can't do this alone.
Mark, I'm not leaving. I say we stay here, though. There's no use trying to get out the external doors. They can't be unlocked from the inside. We have all of our resources here anyway.
Okay, I trust you.
There's a passage of 3 days. The shot begins with Mark walking back from the board. He's just changed the number from 2 to 5.
You really need to go.
Muriel, I'm not leaving.
We've been out of food for days now.
No, we haven't.
If you haven't noticed, I haven't eaten for the past 2 days.
You're kidding. What the hell do you do that for?
Between the 2 of us, you know you're more likely to be able to save everyone and get them out. You need to stay healthy. You can help them.
I don't know what you want me to do. I don't want to leave you.
Mark, I know you. Sometimes I probably know you better than you do. So I know that in your heart, you know the right call here. You need to leave. I don't care if that means leaving me, because you at least have a chance to help the others. Just please stay safe and be smart. I'll be okay. I promise.
Please don't make me do this to you.
Trust me. I'll be okay. You have work to do.
Mark leaves the theater. Scene 11. We see Carol walking down the hallway from the pack.
Well, Carol's cats, I'm free. Well, only partially. I'm free enough from those damn idiots I was stuck with before, which is a good start. I know I can't get out. That is not an option currently. I think my current plan of action is to stay as far away from other people as possible, maybe camp out in the band room or something and try to get some more food. I don't know about you guys, but I am so goddamn hungry. Comment down below if you're hungry right now.
Carol, stunned, sees a shadowy figure in the distance.
Jackie? Athena? Hey, do you guys happen to be down there? You know, maybe splitting up was kind of a bad idea.
Carol gets visibly nervous and their vision goes hazy. They see the shadows start to approach. Carol drops their vlogging camera, finally gaining awareness of the situation. They run in the opposite direction. Cuts to Muriel. She's just lying on the stage, breathing heavily with tears in her eyes.
I can't move. Everything hurts. I'm going to spend the rest of my life in school. Gross. What would Mark and Carol do? They would stop blubbering and they would help. I need to get...
Muriel freezes. A figure is walking down the aisle. The figure stops and turns, evidently spotting Muriel. Before the figure can move any further, she slips into unconsciousness. Cuts to Jet. From the view of the security camera, maybe the one he found earlier, he is out of breath and mind.
Gotta get out of here, gotta get out of here, they're watching me, gotta go, gotta get out of here.
Jet rambles under his breath about wanting to escape and being watched. He stops to catch his breath, glancing around.
I'd rather freeze out in Graham than be stopped until I go mad and...
Jet goes silent as a distant piercing shriek echoes through the school. His eyes widen and he looks around wildly before sprinting out of view from the dark security camera. Cuts to Jackie. She is sitting in a hallway alone, rocking back and forth and trying and failing not to cry. She suddenly stills, pulling out a compact mirror and sets it in front of her.
So, Jackie, how are you feeling about having no home base and nowhere to go and no one to go to? It's quite disturbing, actually. I thought we'd at least be able to work together to get out of here and get help, but no. All right now, Jackie, next question. How optimistic are you feeling? 1.5. You see, given what you've already pointed out, I have nowhere to go because obviously I'm snowed in and my phone's dead and I can't trust anyone.
She goes quiet. She thinks she's heard footsteps. She looks up from the mirror. As a viewer, we see a tall, dark figure in the mirror behind Jackie. Jackie's breathing becomes heavier. She glances around and she spots the figure in the mirror and she immediately screams, scrambles to her feet and runs off. Scene 12. Shots cut back and forth to each character running, hiding, and panicking. Music plays. Shots of Muriel wasting away in the theater are shown throughout.
What did I do? What? No.
Mark hears the door creak and footsteps.
Jet, if that's you, I'm so sorry. You're right. There's someone keeping us here. We're never getting out, Jet. I'm so sorry.
Silence, then running feet.
No!
It cuts from Mark to Jackie.
Jackie, pull it together. Take me. I'm so sorry. I deserve this. I'm a terrible person.
Athena sneaks into the theater for shelter. She finds Muriel.
No, you can't take Muriel. Whoever you are, leave us alone. We did nothing wrong. We did nothing.
The music ramps up again. We see swarms of cops beating on the doors of the building. Time is slowed down. 6 cops enter the school while the rest secure the area. Powerful music plays as each student is found and recovered. Only music is heard. Jackie is found in the classroom, pinned in the opposite corner of the shadow, shaking and crying. She sees the police and lets out a sob as they reach for her. Next, Athena is found next to Muriel. The police find her kneeling over Muriel's incapacitated body. They grab her by the waist and she kicks and screams. The EMT in charge of Muriel is seen taking her pulse and radiating for backup. He scoops her up and runs. Jet is found at the end of the hallway. One officer is able to distract him in an incoherent shouting match while the other sedates him. 2 officers carry Jet over their shoulders. Carol is found, hands bloody, picking up glass from their camera. They drop to their knees and take in handfuls of glass before crying in pain and hurling the glass at the officer. The officer swiftly avoids the glass, covers her face, and restrains Carol. Mark is also in a hallway, holding a makeshift weapon. He's shaking like mad. He's instructed to drop the weapon, and he does, and he sobs as he walks to the officer. Scene 13. All 6 students are gathered outside the school, each being interviewed by an officer. They're all shivering from the cold and adjusting to be outside. Each student has reacted differently, some fully shaken and some in shock from what they have been through. Jackie is telling Officer 1 what happened.
We were just trying to get away from each other, be alone. I don't know how long after that the power came on and help came. It's all a bit of a blur, if I'm being honest.
Officer 1 nods and writes something down on their pad of paper. We go to Athena, who's in shock and not really saying much to Officer 2.
Did the power go out quickly, or did it take a while?
Athena shakes her head, not looking at Officer 2.
I understand that it might not be clear right now. Do you think you could give me an estimate?
I think later on. It was already dark out.
Officer 2 writes down what Athena said, and we cut to Muriel, who is with an ENT.
Rest assured, you're going to be just fine. I just need a bit of information first. If you had to rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you give it?
11.
The EMT writes a note on their pad. Please help me. Scene 14. The shot is directly on each character's face. We only hear Officer 1's voice, and we don't see their body.
How many people are in the school with you?
7.
7.
7.
7.
There was me, Karen, Megan, the lesbian, the other lesbian, a douche with a beanie, and someone keeping us there.
Wait, who else was there?
Someone. There was someone trying to trap us. They kept doing creepy stuff to make us hate each other. There was some other bastard in there.
Was anyone else in there with you 6?
Yes.
Kids, there is no one else in that school. We had our team search the entire school, and it was only you 6.
No, there's someone else in there. I'm gonna find the little bitch.
Jet starts to push his way through the officer and back into the school.
Jetson, stop. You're in an active investigation. Step back.
The others crowd around Jet and plead with the officers. Jackie begins to wail. Athena becomes defensive, and Mark does as well. Carol makes a loud fuss, and Muriel tries to help from her stretcher.
There's not another person in that school. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
But it fades into a hasty shot of the kids on stage before they were spooked by the curtain. We see from a different angle the moment the curtain moves. Immediately fades into a shot of Jet slipping on the rug in the maintenance room. He falls and brushes the wall, pushing on the button to move the curtain. We see the shot moving of the curtain and the kids freaking out. The previous shot changes to Jet talking to the cameras. As he finishes his dialogue, unheard, the camera shifts to show the others setting up the Christmas decorations on the stage. Jackie's carrying the metal tree by the base across the stage when it slips, crashing to the floor. The others jump slightly and Jackie picks it up, looking embarrassed. Cut back to Jet's original reaction to the loud bang. There are 2 shots of electrical line workers working on repairing power lines. The snow's getting bad. We see a 3rd worker waving them back into a truck as the storm progresses. They look towards the 3rd worker, and one accidentally brushes the 2 electrical terminals with a wrench. Some small sparks shoot up and they jump. A shot of when the power went out at school. The screen on the electrical box flashes to a warning before switching to a display that reads, recalibrating. Estimated time, 72 hours. They look from the now blacked out building to the 3rd worker on the truck, and after a brief moment, hurry towards him. All 3 replayed shots of the Shadow Man, each person who interacted with them. They played one after another until the final shot of a shadow figure all alone in the hallway. The figure slowly fades away, revealing he was never real at all. The shot lingers, and it cuts to black. As the credit scene roll, the scene plays out in a smaller window to the side of the credits. Shots of each individual student in the psychiatrist's office.
So, Jackie, how are you feeling today?
You know, fine. Just kind of shaken. It's been a week since I've been home and I still feel so off.
That's perfectly understandable. Now, is there any particular part of your isolation that you find yourself thinking about more often than the others?
Jackie does not answer. The camera cuts to Athena with the psychiatrist.
It's strange. Even with all the weird, freaking things that were happening, I still think back to the fight I had with Jackie.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know. It just made me feel so small.
What do you think were some of your moments of vulnerability?
The camera cuts to Jet with the psychiatrist.
When I was alone, as much as I wanted to be in the moment, I think the times I wasn't with them was when I was the most scared.
Why did you want to be alone?
The camera cuts to Muriel with the psychiatrist.
Not alone, per se. Alone isn't the right word. I wanted to be separate from the tension and the fighting and the chaos. but not alone.
Were there any times where you resented your friends, the friends you were with?
The camera cuts to Carol with the psychiatrist.
I mean, other than when Jet nearly choked the life out of me? Yeah, I mean, I guess I thought they resented me anyways. Like it was my fault that we were stuck. And you know, I happened to be using it to my advantage to create content. Okay, well, the last bit is my fault, but you get the gist.
Do you feel as though you were blamed for the whole situation?
The camera cuts to Mike and Mark with the psychiatrist.
Well, maybe not blamed, but I can tell they were frustrated at how indifferent I can be. I don't know. I just take what happens and I roll with it. I guess that was hard for them to understand.
Do you feel that your own paranoia fueled the intensity of the whole situation?
Cuts to a split screen of all 6 students.
Yes.
It cuts back to the psychiatrist.
One final question. Do you still believe that the Shadow Man was real?
The shot cuts back to Mark, sitting completely frozen, apparently considering his answer to the question. The camera slowly moves backwards out of the door of the consulting room, the guidance counselor's office, and reveals a bustling school building. As the camera continues to pull back, the person in the consulting room changes from Mark to Carol, to Muriel, to Jet, to Athena, and then Jackie. The psychiatrist remains unmoving, but the puzzling setting remains continuous. Cut to black. The end.